Hey everybody, back again this week with another Listen Live storytelling series. This week we have a very special host who will be joining us, and some of you might already know her. She's been with our organization for about 3 years now. Her name is Marielle, and she is very near and dear to the organization. She's been running story hours since the beginning of time with us. And Marielle's here now. I'm going to invite her to join, and we're just going to do a quick get to know you. Wednesday. Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. What is going on?
Oh
There's
my
music.
god. Okay, listen. I thought that I was gonna do it from my account, and
What
so.
is the music?
Oh, sorry. Well, it also kind of creates for good ambiance, no? But okay,
Yeah.
listen. I thought I was supposed to do it from my account, and so I went through my account and was like, okay, I got this, and was looking at all your directions, and was like, I don't know what to do now, and I didn't see you on. And I was like, well, this is good that we're practicing. And then I just got really nervous because I saw people commenting in live. But I think this is a good that we're
Oh wait, you
practicing.
got on. Okay, well, people are here. People are saying hi to you. Andrea Fernandez saying hi.
Hi,
We have all
Dre.
these people joining, and I'm so excited to let them know about what you're going to be doing this Wednesday. So why don't you go ahead and tell them?
Yeah, of course. This Wednesday, I will be interviewing a friend of mine named Eder. He is the owner of Puerto Dreams Hostel in Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca, Mexico. I don't know how to mix the two when you're speaking in English and
Just
it
go with
feels
it.
awkward. Um,
You have people saying hola to you right now, so I think you should just go ahead and speak Spanish.
Hola. No, it's okay. I get kind of stage fright when I'm put under the spot like this. But yeah, so I'll be interviewing a friend named Eder. He's the owner of Puerto Dreams Hostel. And I'm really excited because this is actually horrible for me to watch. I have horrible ADHD. And so I'm kind of nervous about when this
You just
happens.
say hi. Andrea's saying hi. Just this is a casual conversation. Wait, I should say to everyone listening that Marielle is going to be interviewing her friend, not on her own channel, but on our channel, the Listen for a Change Stories channel. And so I'm gonna actually post that here. But go ahead and continue. Tell us who your friend is.
Okay, so he is the owner of a hostel that I worked at last, I guess September now, called Puerto Dreams. And I worked there for about a month when I was um, traveling, and okay, so kind of going back to the beginning, I started traveling in, I think it was September 2018. And I was traveling through South America primarily, and then hopped over to Turkey once, and then came back to South America, and then
You
hopped
know,
over
just a
to
neighboring,
Spain.
bordering country.
Yeah,
Just went to
yeah, it was a
Turkey for the hell of it.
really lame time of my
Hi,
life because,
Megan.
yay, hey Megan. Let me turn on the lights. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, So, yeah, was in Spain for 3 months and then came back to end the trip last September. So, did a full year of traveling, came back last September, and spent my final month of travels at Puerto Dreams Hostel.
Hmm.
And it was just the best final send off because it was just a really good group of people who are working there. And I think that hostels get a really grimy, have kind of a grimy stereotype because in some ways well deserved, because they can be kind of grimy, there's when you put a bunch of travelers in their 20, from their 18s to and above, it's just a ton of hormones and just like lots of
Wait,
partying.
why hormones specifically? It sounds like you have some stories to tell us.
No, it's just like just a lot of new people like who are excited about, who are like very open-minded, no? And so like everyone's at a hostel specifically to meet uh specifically to meet other people. And so like I think hostels specifically are like kind of known as like being party like youth party places for people to, yeah, just meet people from all around the world, which Puerto Dreams really was. But at the same time, for me, it was like a really good experience because I worked with like maybe a group of 6 or 7, between 5 and 10 other volunteers within the span of a month, people who were in and out.
Mm,
But like met like a really solid group of girls that I worked with from Brazil, Argentina, Germany, and France that we just like clicked really well. And of course, like the hostel itself was just like unlike any other hostel that I stayed at because it was just really well run. Like at other hostels that I've been at, I would work with the managers and they were kind of just like, here's a piece of paper, like write people's names, write guests' names down as they come in. And yeah, it was just a lot less formal than
mhm.
it was at Puerto Dreams. We had like team meetings every Monday. Like people would set up. A car accident just happened right outside my house, I
Are
think.
you serious?
Sorry. So I'm like all kinds of distracted.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, it was just a really great experience, really well run hostel. And like I think the staff does a really good job of introducing guests to like other experiences that guests wouldn't necessarily be exposed to, especially in, like I don't think Oaxaca right now, or especially Puerto Escondido, like I don't know many folks who think of that as the first thing when they think of Mexico. Like I
Yeah.
think especially for Californians, it's like Cabo, it's Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, like place
Cancun.
Cancun, yeah. And I don't think I really heard of Oaxaca until like maybe recently, until they did like a chef's table or
The
something.
food there is amazing, and
Yeah,
most people don't
exactly.
know that that's like the capital of mole.
Yeah, so it the food there is incredible, and I think that was like the initial draw, but
Hmm.
like it turned into this like amazing just experience with the people there who are incredibly giving, and you just meet it just gives you a different picture of what Americans I think usually hear in the news, or like it just paints a whole different kind of experience for people. And I'm really excited for our fans to
Yeah.
get to know someone from that area.
Yeah, for everyone joining in just now, I'm speaking with Marielle, who is one of our original team members with Listen for a Change. And for those who don't know, Listen for a Change, what we do is we use storytelling to promote social change. We feature the voices of those unheard to open up hearts and minds. And on our channel this Wednesday, Marielle is going to be hosting and a Listen Live storytelling little show interview with her friend. And so follow at Listen for a Change Stories there to catch Marielle this Wednesday. Marielle, I want to hear a little bit more about you specifically. Marielle, who is Marielle?
Who am I?
Who are you?
um
Where did you come from? What makes your heart pitter patter? Where are you going in the world?
okay, well,
You
so
have 2 minutes.
okay, great. Can I just like
I'm
send
kidding.
you all an email or
No,
like
I'm
Zoom
joking.
link you in the chat? No, I am originally from San Jose, the Bay Area. Grew up
San
there,
Ho.
San Ho. Literally went to like the public school right next to Ties. um,
We didn't know each other
we
though.
did not know each other.
No.
But yeah, I think kind of from the Bay Area. I like lived in Sacramento, which is where I'm currently located right now with family. My whole family moved up here after I graduated college. And then from Sacramento, I think like I had always known that I was living and I grew up and was living in a bubble that is the Bay Area, and that is California. And so I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to leave California out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And so I moved to Chicago, where I joined an AmeriCorps program, and did 2 years of service with an organization called City Year Chicago, which is actually where Andrea, she used to be my boss, and she's
Oh, that's so funny.
Turned friend and mentor. So she's like totally always been just like a big fan, and I'm a big fan of hers. But yeah, so stayed in Chicago for 2 years, and then City Year as well took me to New York City. Moved to New York City before I had ever even visited there, and it just like blew my mind. I think both Chicago and New York, being the big cities as they are, like gave me a huge perspective shift in equity, social justice, the education system, working with funders, because I began to fundraise, and just the type of money that was distributed inequitably throughout cities such as those. And then kind of coming back to San Francisco after living in New York City, and realizing how much it feels even more so, that wealth inequality here in the Bay Area, just gave me also another new perspective that I hadn't experienced or felt, at least when I was growing up. And so when I came back in 2016, I started working, and I still had that like restless feeling, and always knew that, like I said, always had this itch to travel, and like started domestically, but it wasn't enough despite like being in these like huge cities. And so the timing was right. Like in 2018, honestly, like I got laid off from my job because of, fundraising, and just like a whole bunch of things that were happening in my organization. I got laid off, and while it could have been like the most traumatic, or a pretty traumatic situation in my professional career, it ended up being like a blessing, because I was able to take the year to travel, like I mentioned, get to know exactly what it is that I wanted to do. And while I'm still like trying to figure that out, it gave me some time to breathe and like separate myself from something I thought I had to do, which was fundraising, and pursue something that, pursue more things that or give myself more time to pursue and think about things that I want to do now. And so I'm back doing some contract work for a bunch of different types of education nonprofits, some that are doing a really exciting, innovative work, like an organization called Transcend Education, and also another organization called Tandem Partners in Early Learning. And so, hey Odie. So yeah, that's like me in a little bit more than 2 minutes, but
No. And you also, I wanted to say, in that journey, by the way, if anybody here has questions for Marielle, go ahead and type them in the box. I do want to highlight that, sorry, dog. I do want to highlight that Andrea did ask you a question, what your favorite food is.
Okay. Favorite food is really hard for me, because I think, as everyone knows, it changes based on what you're feeling for the day. But I think as a favorite cuisine, always down for, is like Japanese food.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, always.
I think Japanese it's probably my top two. If I could pick one cuisine to eat for the rest of my life, it would probably be that.
It just has to me, it just has a lot of variation, like good brothy soups, and then of course you have the fresh seafood, good rice
and good
dishes,
fried shit. So Marielle, in her journey, when you moved back here to San Francisco Bay Area, we were lucky enough to meet you, the organization of Listen for a Change. And so tell us a little bit about how you heard about us and some of the work that you did with us.
Yeah, so I learned about Listen for a Change through Jimmy, who I think is like volunteer too. And
Jimmy's like co-creator in
yeah, yeah,
in chief.
exactly. So Jimmy and I were working together at the organization that I had gotten laid off from.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just, I think I was walking him through daily of my crisis that I was undergoing at the time in San Francisco,
Yeah.
feeling like I really wanted to reestablish myself in the Bay Area in some way and dive deep into some organizations, but wasn't really sure how to flex my muscles or where. And all I knew was fundraising at the time. And so Jimmy was like, you know what, my friend Ty is going to start this thing, and he's looking for someone to support with fundraising and event planning. And so I was like, sounds super cool. I remember talking to Ty on the roof of my organization, walking around and just thinking dude, this guy, I just felt like we clicked really quickly, and that's what made it easy for me to feel comfortable of getting to know more. And then I went to my first story time, and it was just super electric. It was right after the 2016 elections. Everyone was trying to find some way to get involved and flex their social justice muscles. And I think that environment just created a really exciting energy for me to feel, and I wanted to dive deeper. And I don't know, I think Ty is just a super great person to talk to, and so it was easy.
Right.
And he's an excellent storyteller, and that makes him a really great fundraiser and person to sell you on something. So I was like, yeah, I'm in Ty's corner all the time. Whatever you want me to
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so it was fun. And then I kind of supported him in the First Night in Bold fundraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was fun to see the inaugural, and then kind of see it from afar when I was abroad. But yeah, I think Listen for a Change has done a really good job of evolving with the times, and we're coming up on the new elections this year, so I think it feels kind of like an anniversary of sorts to be back right at this time and getting involved.
Super important. Our organization, I feel like, is needed right now more than ever. Storytelling of the voices unheard. And that's what you're going to be doing this Wednesday, interviewing a voice that we don't usually hear here in the U.S., which is he's a native from Oaxaca, and owns a hostel. And this is the hostel that Marielle worked at when she was traveling abroad. A year ago, or was it more? 2 years?
Yeah. When I was in Oaxaca, I was there in September, so just a little less than a year ago, which is crazy.
Okay, yeah, just a little. Okay, so I want to end with a quick. Well, you know what? Gianna asked you a question. Actually, I want to honor this. Did you see that question come up?
No, because I'm trying to ignore them.
So everyone, make sure you follow at Listen for a Change Stories below. I pinned our account. And that's where Marielle's going to be this Wednesday. But Gianna's question was, what has your song been during quarantine?
Oh, gosh.
Your quarantine jams.
Honestly, for all of my listener fans, I have created a Spotify list called Living Covida Loca. And so that is essentially
Covida Loca.
my playlist for all of quarantine. So feel free to check that out, Gianna.
And that's just public on Spotify.
Yeah, totally. And
Living Covida Loca. Okay, looking it up.
Andrea asked, what's going to be the next place I'm going to travel to? I think it's going to be more domestic in the short term, and so I really want to head to Sequoia National Park. But once we're able to leave again, I'd really love to get to Vietnam with my friend Tao, who I think, oh yeah, she's right there.
Oh, there
Tao.
she is.
We've been planning this Portland, Duty. My friend Duty says Portland, where she lives. But we had been planning to. So Tao actually graduates from NYU on Wednesday, and like,
Ooh, congratulations, Tao.
Yeah, we had this whole plan to like go when she graduates. But yeah, I think that's going to be postponed for a while. But I'd love to.
Yeah, just a weird time to be planning any sort of travel in general, which is why I feel like your conversation is this Wednesday is going to be so interesting and relevant. And I'm curious to know how the travel industry on a very local level has been hit, and not airlines, right? We're talking about airlines and like them going out of business and whatever, right? But what about, you know, hostel owners, hotel owners, restaurant owners that are from very tourist-centric areas? So to end out, I actually, you know, this is coming, but I'm going to do some rapid fire questioning.
I know, I started to write them down the other week. Like, oh shit,
No, I don't ask the same ones. I don't ask the same ones. And if anybody here, Tao or Dre or anybody else has any more questions for Marielle, we'll save some time at the end for her to answer. But right now, I'm going to shoot through a bunch of questions. They're different. They're actually like those questions to make you fall in love.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. But I will say Martin from our video team 2 weeks ago, he answered 20 questions. Not that quantity matters. And Gianna, I think last week answered 18. And so they're all different. So we're here to find out Marielle's rapid fire question lightning round. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, so they may or may not be like true. They'll just be like the first thing that comes into my head because I'm a winner.
Just, you know, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay, go.
Okay, I got 5 minutes on the clock. Okay. So we're going to see how many you can get in 5 minutes. Okay, people are rooting for you. And feel free to comment based on what you think Marielle's, her reactions to things, your own answers to them too. Si se puede, for sure. All right, you ready for this?
A ver, si
I'm going to turn on my volume on my laptop so you can hear when it's over. Okay. Whoa, ready?
Yes, go.
Who is your hero?
Anthony Bourdain.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Spain.
What is your biggest fear?
Shit. Someone close to me dying.
Oh, dude, that got dark. What is your favorite family vacation?
Where?
Where?
Oh. I don't like vacations with my family. I just like being together in a house with each other.
What really makes you angry?
People who interrupt.
It's okay. Are you done? Okay. What motivates you to work hard?
Failure.
Oh. What is you're so Asian. And Catholic. What is your favorite thing about your career?
My current flexibility.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. What is your biggest complaint about your job? Ooh.
That I don't have stability.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Being fluent in Spanish.
¿Qué es su libro favorito?
El Alquimista.
What makes you laugh the most?
Oh God. Awkward people.
What was the last movie you went to? Ooh, that's a good question for right now.
The last movie I went to,
yeah.
I actually hate movie theaters, so I honestly cannot remember and will just say Batman.
I think there's been a Batman in like 10 years. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Pediatrician.
Oh. What does your... Oh, you don't even have a child. Okay. If you could choose anything to do anything for an entire day, what would it be?
Eat.
You know, you can do that, right?
Cook and eat.
What is your favorite game or sport to watch or play?
Basketball. Both.
What would you rather ride, a bike, a horse, or drive a car?
Bike.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Anything Queen.
Ooh. What two radio stations, who listens to the radio anymore, do you listen to in the car?
Living La Vida Loca.
No, you radios. Oh, two.
106.1 KML.
Okay. What would you rather do? Wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house?
Clean the bathroom.
If you could hire someone to help you, would it be for cleaning, cooking, or yard work?
Yard work.
2 minutes left. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what
Fried
would it be?
chicken. Sorry, I interrupted you, but it's fried chicken.
Who is your favorite author?
Oh, God, I'm really bad at authors. Can I go skip?
Sure.
Skip.
What was your childhood nickname?
People used to call me Mario or Mar.
I like that. Do you like or dislike surprises?
Dislike.
In the evening, would you rather play a game, visit a friend, watch a movie, or read?
Visit a friend or read.
Or both?
Okay.
Would you rather vacation in Hawaii or Alaska?
Hawaii.
Would you rather win the lottery or work at the perfect job?
Work at the perfect job. Oh, wait. Okay, whatever. It's out there.
Too late. 1 minute left. Who would you want to be stranded with on a deserted island? Be careful because you have some good friends on here.
Who would I want to be? Who knows how to start a fire? Whoever knows how to start a fire.
You're there.
Me.
If money was no object, what would you do all day?
Travel.
If you could go back in time, what year would you travel to?
2019.
How would your friends describe you in one word?
Loud.
25 seconds. Okay, what is your favorite hobby?
Cooking.
What is the best gift you've ever been given?
Emery to Dessert just gave me a 6-month subscription to Book of the Month Club.
Oh, wow. Okay, 6 seconds. What is the worst gift you've ever received?
Oh, God. Like way too many donuts. Sorry, guys. Literally, for my birthday, one of my best friends actually gave me 12 donuts and like 36 donut holes, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. And it's like so sweet, but also
wait,
like,
you
the worst
you
thing
eat
ever.
them? What?
It was just too many. I was like, I'm dead.
Okay, so I'm with Marielle, who is one of the members of the Listen for a Change team, and she is going to be hosting this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure to check her out on the Listen for a Change Stories channel on Instagram. She's going to be hosting a live storytelling session with her friend in Oaxaca, Mexico. And I'm so excited to tell you that you are our current leader by 15 questions. You answered 35 questions correctly.
Let's go! Just ask Andrea. Like, I recently won Zoom Olympics. I won the most golds, and I am a winner. I'm not a loser. So I hope someone else.
You know who else says that they do a lot of winning?
Who? Oh.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. I really could just sit here and talk with you all night, especially with Coke and whiskey, Coke in my hand. So, yeah, I'm super excited for this Wednesday. And anything else you want to tell your devoted followers out there?
Don't ask too many questions while I talk because I get really distracted, please.
So make sure to join Marielle and ask questions while she talks. So excited to see you on Wednesday. Thank you again for hosting this week. And everyone tune in at Listen for a Change Stories.
Yay! Can't wait to see you all there. Bye, Ty.
All right. Bye, everyone.